The crystalline spires of Zephyria Prime gleamed under twin suns as Adnan stood before the Galactic Council's assembly hall. His weathered combat armor bore the scars of countless battles across the Outer Rim territories, each mark a testament to humanity's relentless fight for survival in a universe that had deemed them insignificant. Princess Nihal of the Vorthak Empire lounged on her hover throne, her 6 arms gracefully arranged as she regarded the human warrior with barely concealed amusement. Her scales shimmered with an opalescent blue that marked her royal lineage, and her 4 eyes gleamed with condescension. "So this is the mighty human champion." Nihal's voice carried the musical tones of her species, but her words dripped with mockery. "I've seen larger specimens in our zoo's primitive mammal section." The assembled delegates from dozens of star systems whispered among themselves. The Ketheri shifted their insectoid wings nervously, while the gas-formed nebulans pulsed with curious energy patterns. All eyes were upon this small human who had somehow earned an audience before the most powerful beings in known space. Adnan remained motionless, his dark eyes never wavering from the princess. He had not come this far to be provoked by childish taunts. "Tell me, little warrior," Nihal continued, rising from her throne to tower over him with her 3-meter height. "What makes your species believe they deserve a seat among civilized races? You've barely mastered faster-than-light travel, your lifespans are pathetically short, and your technology," she gestured dismissively, "crude at best." A ripple of uncomfortable laughter passed through some of the younger delegates. The human colonies had been fighting a desperate war against the Zirani horde for 3 standard years, and their requests for aid had been repeatedly denied. Too primitive, too aggressive, too unpredictable, these were the official reasons. "Your people," Nihal pressed on, circling Adnan like a predator, "sent 1 representative to plead for help. 1. Are you truly so arrogant that you believe a single human can convince the combined might of the galaxy to care about your insignificant species?" Empress Valdara, Nihal's mother and ruler of the Vorthak Empire, watched from the highest tier of the assembly. Her ancient eyes had witnessed the rise and fall of countless civilizations, and something in the human stillness gave her pause. "Perhaps we should simply offer them a quick death," Nihal suggested to the assembly. "More merciful than watching them struggle against an enemy they cannot defeat." That's when Adnan finally spoke. "Your Highness speaks of mercy." His voice was quiet but carried clearly through the vast chamber. Yet I wonder if she understands what that word truly means. Nihal's eyes narrowed. "You dare question my understanding, primitive?" "I question nothing," Adnan replied calmly. "I merely observe. You speak of mercy while mocking those who fight for their children's future. You speak of civilization while watching genocide unfold. You speak of superiority while demonstrating the cruelest form of indifference." The assembly fell silent. No one had ever spoken to Princess Nihal with such directness. Nihal's scales flushed red with anger. "You insolent creature! Do you know who I am? I am Princess Nihal of the Vorthak Empire. My people conquered star systems when yours were still discovering fire. And yet," Adnan said, reaching into his armor, "here I stand." From his chest plate he withdrew a small device that projected a holographic display. The image showed a Zirani dreadnought, one of the massive bioships that had been decimating human colonies. 3 days ago, this ship attacked the civilian station at Proxima Refuge. 50,000 souls, including families evacuating from the war zones. The hologram shifted to show the aftermath. Twisted metal and the cold vacuum of space where lives had been. "My daughter was among them," Adnan continued, his voice never wavering. Nihal was her name. 7 years old. She loved to draw pictures of alien worlds and dreamed of becoming an ambassador someday. Princess Nihal's mocking expression faltered as she realized the coincidence of names. The Zirani don't distinguish between military and civilian targets. They consume everything in their path. Adnan's eyes met each delegate in turn. "But we fight on, not because we're primitive or aggressive, but because we have something worth fighting for." The hologram changed again, showing scenes from human colonies. Children playing in hydroponic gardens, scientists working alongside alien refugees who had fled the Zirani, human soldiers sharing their rations with wounded civilians of species they'd never encountered before. "We don't fight because we're strong," Adnan said. "We fight because we must. Because even when outgunned, outnumbered, and abandoned by those who call themselves civilized, we endure." Empress Valdara suddenly stood, her massive form commanding immediate attention. Her voice boomed across the assembly with the weight of absolute authority. "Kneel now!" Princess Nihal looked up at her mother in confusion. "Mother, I don't understand." "Kneel!" The Empress's roar silenced every voice in the chamber. Princess Nihal, trained in absolute obedience to her mother, immediately dropped to her knees before Adnan, her head bowed. Empress Valdara descended from her platform, each step echoing in the silence. She stopped before Adnan, studying him with eyes that had seen the birth and death of stars. "Forgive my daughter Adnan of Earth," she said, her voice now gentle but still commanding respect. In her youth and privilege, she has forgotten what true strength looks like. She turned to address the assembly, her words carrying across the chamber and beyond. "To the trillions watching across the galaxy, this human stands before us having lost everything, and still speaks not of revenge but of hope. His people face extinction, yet they fight not just for themselves but for the innocent of all species. Tell me, assembled delegates, when did we become so powerful that we forgot the courage it takes to stand against impossible odds?" The Empress looked down at her daughter, still kneeling. "Rise, Nihal. You have much to learn about what makes a species truly civilized." As Princess Nihal stood, her eyes met Adnan's, and for the first time, she saw not a primitive warrior, but a father who had named his daughter after hope for a better future. "The Vorthak Empire pledges its full support to humanity's fight against the Zerani," Empress Valdara declared. "And we invite all civilized species to remember that strength is not measured by the power to destroy, but by the courage to protect." One by one, the delegates began to stand, their voices joining in a chorus of support that would echo across the stars and bring hope to a small blue world fighting for its survival. Adnan closed his eyes for a moment, feeling the weight of countless prayers answered, and whispered his daughter's name to the stars.